Okay, let's talk about Antarctica. When you picture it, you probably think of endless ice, maybe some penguins, right? But what if I told you that the coldest, most remote place on Earth might be hiding one of the darkest secrets of the 20th century? A secret so big it prompted a full-scale military invasion that ended in, well, a panicked retreat. And that's really the core question here. Think about it. It's 1947. The United States just won World War II. They sent a massive naval battle fleet to the bottom of the world for a so-called scientific mission, and then they flee for their lives just a few weeks later. What on earth could have spooked them so badly? The whole operation was called High Jump. It was led by an American icon, Admiral Richard Byrd. And let's be clear, this was no small research party. We are talking about an entire naval task force sent to a continent that's supposed to be completely uninhabited.
I mean, just get a load of these numbers. 13 ships, including a full-size aircraft carrier, 23 aircraft, almost 5,000 troops. The official story? Scientific research. Come on, they were supposed to be there for 6 months, but they packed up and ran in less than 8 weeks. Why the sudden U-turn?
And this is where the story goes off the rails. When Admiral Byrd got back, he didn't talk about icebergs or bad weather, no. He gave this absolutely chilling warning, saying the U.S. had to prepare for enemy aircraft that could fly from one pole to the other at incredible speeds. Enemy aircraft? In Antarctica? Who was he talking about? To even begin to figure that out, we have to rewind the clock. We have to go back almost a decade before Operation High Jump, because another world power had already staked a claim on the ice with its own very secret, very ambitious plan. This timeline really lays out the whole bizarre story. It kicks off in 1938 with a secret Nazi expedition. It continues after the war, in 1945, with German U-boats showing up way too late to the party, and it all crescendos in 47 with that American fleet beating a hasty retreat. So let's start at the beginning.
Now, this part isn't a conspiracy theory. It's just straight-up history. In 1938, a German expedition went to Antarctica. They surveyed and claimed a massive chunk of it, an area roughly the size of Germany itself, and they called it Neuschwabenland, or New Schwabia.
And they didn't just draw some lines on a map. No, their planes flew over the territory for weeks, dropping thousands of these metal darts with swastikas stamped on them right onto the ice. This was a physical, aggressive claim of territory. But why? What did they find there that was so valuable?
Well, they found something that could make a seemingly impossible idea possible. They detected thermal anomalies, basically warm spots, geothermal heat coming up from beneath the ice. This discovery hinted that there could be vast, naturally warm caves hidden under the ice sheet. You know, the perfect place for a secret hidden base.
All right, now let's jump to the end of the war. Germany has surrendered. The leaders are dead or captured. The story should be over. But out in the Atlantic Ocean, some of Germany's most advanced, high-tech submarines, they just never surrendered. They vanished.
2. Just remember that number.
Because that's how many elite German U-boats suddenly surfaced in Argentina more than 2 months after Germany officially surrendered. The whole world thought the war was over. So the big question is, where had they been all that time?
66. That is the insane number of days one of the U-boat captains claimed he had spent completely submerged crossing the Atlantic to avoid being caught. To Allied intelligence, that story sounded highly suspicious, if not downright impossible.
And then you have this chilling quote from the head of the entire German Navy, Grand Admiral Karl Donitz. In 1943, he boasted that his U-boat fleet was proud of building an impregnable fortress, a paradise, somewhere else in the world. Was he just talking metaphorically, or was he talking about a real place?
And you have to add one more piece to this puzzle. The guys who designed Germany's revolutionary jet engines, their V-2 rockets, their most advanced weapons. Many of these brilliant minds were never captured by the Allies. They just disappeared off the face of the Earth.
So let's fast forward to today. This story doesn't just end in the 1940s. With our modern satellites and ground-penetrating radar, we can now look beneath the ice in that exact same spot, in Neuschwabenland. And what we're finding is, well, it's pretty strange.
What you are looking at right now are satellite images from the exact area the Germans mapped. And researchers have pointed out multiple anomalies, things that look an awful lot like artificial structures, geometric shapes that just don't look natural at all.
Now, of course, there are potential natural explanations. Geologists talk about subglacial rivers, unique volcanoes, even bizarre wind patterns. But the things that keep popping up, perfect angles, what appear to be tunnel openings, straight lines that go on for miles, they keep that debate raging. Is it natural or is it man-made?
So, you put all the pieces together. The Nazi expedition, the missing U-boats, the panicked American fleet, these modern-day satellite images, it all feeds one of the most persistent legends out there. Base 211, a secret Nazi holdout buried deep beneath the ice. So, what is the real story?
When you boil it all down, there are really only three possibilities. 1. It's all just a myth, a fantastic story that got spun out of the chaos at the end of the war. 2. The base was real, a last-ditch effort, but it ultimately failed and was abandoned. Or 3, the most unsettling possibility of all. The base survived, and the truth about it has been kept secret ever since.
And then, in 1959, something pretty major happened. The powers of the world all got together and signed the Antarctic Treaty. It banned any and all military activity on the entire continent, forever. It turned Antarctica into a nature preserve for science, which is great, but it also effectively put the whole place on lockdown, making any real independent investigation into a place like New Schwabenland almost impossible.
Which leaves us with this one big, lingering question. We have documented history of a German claim. We have elite submarines that went missing. We have a decorated American admiral who came home terrified, talking about super advanced aircraft. And we have weird shapes in the ice. So, could the biggest, final secret of World War II still be down there, frozen in time, waiting at the bottom of the world?